We on here? Ah, we're rolling. What's going on, everybody? We're going fishing today. I'm taking out my kayak. Got a little Mepps spinner that I plan on using. A little fire tiger right here. It's a size 2, and it's a bait that I just used in opening day of trout fishing here in Delaware. I used it, Maddie used it as well, and we both had a lot of luck on the trout. But today, I want to take it out to just a regular pond that doesn't have trout and try to catch bass, pickerel, crappie, perch, whatever may be biting out there. I've seen a lot of people have success on these for multiple species, so I'm hoping I can do the same thing today. And the weather is just gorgeous for a March day here in Delaware. So without any further ado, let's get driving, let's get out to this spot, and hopefully the Mepps will be the ticket. Let's go. Well, all right, we're on the water on one of the most beautiful days of the year to date so far. Mid-March here in Delaware, and this is uncharacteristically warm for this time of year. So I'm hoping the fish are gonna be turned on because of it. It literally snowed just 2 days ago. We got like an inch or two of snow, and then it just turns around and turns into a beautiful day out here a couple days later. So I'm excited to start fishing and see if the fish are kind of turned on here. We're gonna be starting out with the little Mepps spinner right here in that fire tiger color, and we're gonna toss that around, just see if we can't get something. Hopefully a multi-species day, maybe some perch, some crappie, some bass, pickerel, a lot of different stuff out here, a lot of opportunities for us to catch, and we're gonna start doing that. I have not been to this pond in over a year, probably like a year and a half or so, so I'm excited to be back out here. There's a lot of cool spots to fish here. It's very unique, and there's actually a tornado that ripped through here about a year or two ago, and it completely changed the landscape of this pond. It doesn't look anything like it used to. A lot of new laydowns for fish to be hiding in, and a ton of structure just everywhere on this whole side that got torn up. So I don't know, I really haven't fished it since the tornado hit. With the sun being out right now, this Mepps spinner is gonna give off a whole ton of shine in the water. Water's somewhat clear. Fish are definitely gonna be able to see that. So let's start casting around these laydowns, see if they're up next to structure right now, or maybe they're out in the middle. We'll find a pattern though. There we go. There's a fish. What do we got? He's fighting me pretty good. What in the world, dude? What is this? Oh, it's a nice bass. Dude, it's a really nice bass on the spinner. Wow. That's a good bass. He's like a 3-pounder possibly. Come here, bud. Take some drag if you need to. Whoa. Great start to the day, guys. Great start. Wow, it's like 2 or 3 casts in, we got ourselves a chunk. Water's still ultra cold from that snow the other day, and man, he just demolished the spinner. He choked it way down in there. Thankfully I got my Guggen pliers right here ready to go. Popped right on out of there. What a great start, right off of some of this structure here from the tornado that knocked it all down. This is a spawning bass right here, full of eggs probably. Nice and fat, been feeding up. I'm kind of shocked that he ate that small little spinner, but that's a quality fish for sure. All right, got our scale all fired up right here, zeroed out. I'm gonna guess on this guy, he's pretty fat, so I'm gonna say, I don't know, probably 2.5. We'll see though. All right, bud, what are you? 2 pounds, 12 ounces. Truly goes to show you right there how much fun ultralight fishing can be when you get, you know, 4-pound line like I'm running right here on this rod, a little, I think it's an 1/8 of an ounce spinner from Mepps, and you're just fighting a fish like that, a 2-pound 12-ounce fish. It's a heck of a fight. I mean, it's kind of the equivalent to fighting like a 5-pound bass on a bait caster. Just going with a slow, steady retrieve on this little Mepps spinner. That's all it took to fool that guy. Gives all the action by itself, so don't really have to jerk it or do anything crazy. There's another fish. Another good one too. Kind of right in this same area. He's up near the surface flashing around. We are definitely onto something here with the spinner. Another bass. Another solid chunky bass. Wow. It's probably like a 2-pounder here. This is great. I did not expect this to be this good right out of the gate today. Oh, he popped off. Dang. Dang, dang, dang. All good though. We saw him, saw what he was, about a 2. Just in between those 2 trees. Good to see some quality bass coming out of this pond. It's never really been the best quality pond, so to see a couple 2-3 pounders right here in the same area, that's awesome. I'm gonna be so mad if I lose this spinner today, because I literally was planning to fish these spinners all day long out here, and I forgot my box with the rest of them in here. So this is the only one from Mepps that I have. I got a rooster tail that's like a 1/2 ounce, but I like Mepps a lot better. We on a fish? I think we are, yeah. Definitely on a fish. He must have been tangled up in something. Another bass, so these bass are going crazy on this spinner. They are tight to cover on these laydowns, and this one's a little bit smaller, but he's a good fighter too. And they're just inhaling it. I mean, you guys can see how much they really want this thing right now. I think that time I deflected it off of a piece of cover down there, like a stick or something, and he came up and hit it. He was kind of caught up in it for a second, so I didn't know if I had a fish or not, but I definitely did. 3rd good fish of the day, 2nd one landed. I was thinking about retying here, but I think we're good. Got a solid knot on there, no frays. And the reason I wanted to use this Mepps spinner today is because there are a lot of yellow perch in this pond, and this fire tiger color really imitates that well. It's got to be a primary food source for a lot of these bass and crappie and everything else that's in here, so just wanted to match the hatch a little bit, and it's paying off early. Here he is. This is some great pre-spawn fishing right now. It's probably another bass, fighting like it. How big are you? Another solid one, like a pound. Good colors on him. Good little hook set right in the corner of the mouth. This one's got some bug eyes on him. Look at that, popping right out of his head. Bass number 3 landed. They're just tearing this thing up, guys. Just tearing it up. Another one. Yep, another fish. Right where I caught the last one too. Feels pretty good. Wind is blowing us too, so that might have some effect on it, but this fish does feel good. What is that, a pickerel? Or is that a bass? No, it's another bass. About 1.5 pounds. Quality fish. Here, buddy. Thank you. Man, these things are getting fat. Look at that football, guys. That thing is thick. Super thick, my goodness. This is a fire bite right now, and if that guy was any longer, he would just be an absolute monster of a fish. But he's probably, I don't know, 1.75 pounds, 2 pounds, even at like 14, 15 inches, just because how fat he is. Get back out there. Man, what an exciting day already. Don't you just love it when you come out to a spot and you have the right bait tied on just to start the day? Like, I didn't have to switch at all today. Came in thinking the Mepps was gonna be the real deal, and it's already exceeding my expectations on this pond. There's another hit right in the same spot again. They're schooled up right here. Another bass, another keeper. Over a pound, I'm sure. That might be like 3 out of the last 4 casts right off of this dock right here. Whew, this is awesome, man. This is just awesome. Cold water, ultralight fishing. Mepps spinner is just tearing them up. Putting on a clinic right now. I can't get these fish unhooked fast enough to get my line back out there again and see what'll bite next. I don't think that dog lived here last time I was out here. Sounds like a big boy. Years ago, I was out here just when I was first getting into kayak fishing when I was like 14 or 15. And right off of that dock over there, I hooked into one of the biggest pickerel I've ever seen in my life. Probably like 27 inches, I would say. And it was on a fire tiger color bait, little Rapala floating minnow. He jumped right over my kayak right in the front with a lure in its mouth and spit it right back at me. Long before I had YouTube or anything like that. So you guys will just have to take my word for it, but maybe I can get some revenge on him if he's still lurking in these docks and these laydowns over here on this side. It's kind of funny too, because this is not like a heavy pickerel pond. I've only caught a couple in here in my life. There's one. Little guy. Little tiny bass. You're not the big pickerel I'm looking for, but I'm happy to have you. What's that, 6 bass already, guys? Just a crazy bite. Truly amazing. This is the power of a kayak, because I guarantee you there's probably already been 10 people fishing here off the shore today, and I bet 9 out of 10 of them haven't caught anything, and they left leaving saying this pond is just terrible. And that's just how it is off the bank here. But if you get out here in a kayak, you can do some damage. And that's the case with so many ponds in Delaware. It truly is. The kayak is such a big advantage around here. Another one. This is almost too easy right now. I don't want to jinx myself, but the way these fish are hitting the spinner is just ridiculous. I mean, they're all inhaling it. Totally fooled by the action on this thing. Another one that just completely engulfed it. Another little bass. See ya, bud. 7 fish landed, and it hasn't been easy fishing this year for me. I mean, I've had to grind to get a lot of my videos out there and just to catch fish in general, but today I'm getting rewarded for some days that, you know, I really didn't catch a whole lot before. There he is. He hit it twice. I thought maybe I was on weeds or something, but another bass. Really cool lateral line on this one. Dark looking fella. Pop that out of you right there. Let me show you off to the masses. Really good looking bass right there. Number 8. He just hit it so subtly the first time, like he must have just pecked at it like the blade or something on the Mepps spinner here. Then the second time he fully came back and demolished it. Well guys, I've got some good news and some bad news. The good news is, if you've been watching this video all the way through so far, you know the bite on this Mepps spinner has been absolutely fire, and I think it's going to continue. But the bad news is I got to get to work in just a little bit, so I probably only have a half hour left out here. But in that time that we do have, we're going to try to make the most of it like we have been doing so far. I hope we get a chance to pick up some more quality fish out here. The quality's been solid today. A few dinks mixed in there as well, but I mean, for pre-spawn, this is a really good pre-spawn bite, and I know the giants are out here too, so we have a chance to land something big, and I'm hoping we do in the time that we have left. But so far, it's just, I couldn't be happier with the weather, the bite, this Mepps spinner right here. Everything is just going really well. So right now we're coming over to a little cove on the other side here that I always like fishing at when I'm here, and it's a spot I really wanted to hit today, so I have to hit that before we go up that way and fish some more riprap and some laydowns and stuff. But this cove always produces for me, whether it's crappie, bass, green sunfish, whatever we usually catch back here. It's always a good cove. Not too much wind back here though, so I think that may negatively affect the spinner bite. We might have to go out on the main kind of open water a little bit more. This cove is kind of dead right now. It's interesting. There's virtually no wind here at all, so that could be the reason, like I was thinking. We'll give a couple more casts, but I think it's time to get back out on the open water where the wind is blowing a little bit and giving this Fire Tiger Mepps a little more action down there in the water. There we go. Yep, came right back to the other side, and they're still popping. Boom. Right off of some more structure. Another bass. Whew. Isn't that just crazy how something as subtle as just the wind can make that much of a difference? Because there's no wind over there, but there is wind over here, and that's where the fish are biting. There we go. Another good hit. Right in this mid-range casting parallel. Is this bass number 10 for us? I believe it is. Double digits of bass today. Good stuff. These fish are fired up like something else. I've never seen such a drastic difference from two sides of a pond. 10 fish on one side, 0 on the other. Catching a lot of dinks lately, but they were fighting like crazy on the ultralight, so I'm totally happy with it. Starting to get a little bit of a case of bass thumb on my hand here. Always love to see it. Another one right in the same exact spot. These things are definitely schooled up today. I know there's got to be some other species down there with them, but maybe they're just not biting and the bass are. I mean, clearly. This guy's pretty fired up. And I'm impressed by you and your squad out here today, man. Very good fights. Boom. Another like 1 1/4 pounder. I wish I was fishing a tournament today. Definitely have my limit by now. Well, today has truly been a great day. I'm on my way back to the boat ramp now. Time is up, I gotta go to work, but we put in some work on this Mepps aglia size 2 Fire Tiger spinner. This thing crushed it today. Really good pre-spawn bite, some quality size bass with that one that was 2 3/4 pounds, and some other, you know, 1 1/2s and nearly 2s as well. Bunch of dinks mixed in, but that's what you're gonna get when you know, fish ultralight. But overall, just a great day, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you know, maybe found a new bait in this Mepps spinner to try this time of year. If you guys go out and try one of these, drop a comment below. Let me know how you do out on your local bodies of water. But like I said, I gotta go to work. I'm running a little bit late right now, so I gotta step on the gas on my way out of here. But like I said, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.